The bass pounded so fiercely it felt like the whole floor vibrated beneath our feet. Neon flashes cut through the dark, the club alive with chaotic energy. I only came because she insisted, teasing me for being dull. But the moment we stepped inside, something about her felt off. She didn't reach for my hand. She didn't even glance at me. She moved as if she'd been unlatched from everything that tied her down. Her friends tugged her toward the dance floor, and she didn't look back once. I stayed near the bar, watching her from a distance, an uneasy tension coiling tighter and tighter inside me. That's when he appeared, tall, arrogant, moving with the confidence of someone who believed every room belonged to him. He didn't hesitate for a second. He slid in behind her, hands settling on her waist like it was the most natural thing in the world. She turned, and instead of stepping away, instead of acknowledging me, instead of remembering she had a ring on her finger, she laughed. A bright, careless, playful laugh. She didn't correct him. She didn't push him off. She didn't even mention she wasn't available. When he let his hand drift lower, she giggled, leaning into his touch like some schoolgirl who thrived on attention. That laugh, that was what cracked something inside me. It wasn't only the physical closeness, it was the way she looked at him, the ease, the desire to be seen by someone who wasn't her husband. And she knew I was watching. She knew exactly where I stood. She crossed a line, and she did it willingly. My grip tightened around my glass until it nearly shattered. Every instinct begged me to storm over and drag them apart, to demand an explanation, to make a scene. But I didn't move. I forced myself to stay still. Her friends noticed me staring, their excitement quickly fading. One whispered something in her ear. She glanced at me for a split second, and then she smiled. Not soft. Not apologetic. A challenge. A smirk that said, "You won't do anything." She turned away and pressed herself closer to him. That's when the clarity hit me like cold steel. I set my drink down, pulled out my phone, and opened the hidden folder she never knew I kept. Screenshots, messages, nights she claimed to be out with friends while her location said otherwise. I had been patient. Too patient. Hoping she would choose us. But tonight, she showed me her choice. I didn't walk toward her. I headed for the exit, slow, steady. The bouncer nodded, unaware he'd just watched the moment my marriage took its last breath. But I didn't leave the building. I climbed to the VIP balcony, overlooking the dance floor. From up there, she couldn't miss me. I lifted my phone, turned on the flash, and snapped a photo of the two of them, her smiling, his hands confidently on her waist. The burst of light froze her mid-laugh. She looked up. Our eyes locked, and her expression collapsed. She shoved his hands off her instantly, the realization hitting her like ice water. By the time she began pushing through the crowd, I was already midway down the stairs, approaching her with a steady calm that terrified her more than anger ever could. People stared, sensing the tension thickening around us. She tried to speak, but no sound came out. Her hands shook. Her breath stuttered. I held up my phone and showed her the picture, the one that captured everything she pretended wasn't happening. Her knees nearly buckled. The guy stepped back, suddenly aware of exactly who I was. I didn't yell. I didn't accuse. In a clear, steady voice meant for everyone nearby to hear, I said, "This is the last time you ever disrespect me." The music dipped. Conversation stopped. Her friends covered their mouths. She reached for my arm, stammering excuses. It was a joke, I didn't mean it, I swear, her voice breaking. I stepped away from her touch. Slowly, deliberately. And that was the moment she realized she no longer had control. I turned and walked away. Not out of spite. Out of self-respect she never believed I possessed. She chased after me, barefoot, mascara streaking, hair wild, pleading for me to stop. People watched like they were witnessing a live drama unfold. The bouncer kept her from following me outside. She screamed my name, voice cracking, but I didn't look back. By the time I reached home, I sent her the photo with a message. "Stay with the people you chose tonight." My phone exploded with calls, dozens of them. Her texts ricocheted from fury to panic to desperate apologies. And then one final message came through that didn't match the others. Please come back. Something's wrong. I'm scared. I didn't answer, not until the police called at 3 in the morning. They found her hysterical outside the club, barefoot in the street, collapsing from panic. When they brought her home, she looked nothing like the confident woman who had flirted recklessly hours earlier. She shook uncontrollably, face pale, eyes swollen. As I stood in the doorway, she whispered the truth she had buried for months, something far deeper, far darker than the betrayal on the dance floor. A truth that hit harder than any affair ever could. I didn't say a word, and when I closed the door, the entire street witnessed her fall to her knees, sobbing, finally understanding the weight of losing me.